All right. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Board of Trustees for Long Beach Community College District for February 24th, 2015. The first item is going to be roll call. Madam Secretary, if you could please call the roll. And so for the audience again, and people that are watching, this is our second meeting on electronic board docs, a new format that's taken months to prepare for. So if we're moving slow or we're pausing at times, don't think we don't know what we're doing. Maybe you will think we don't know what we're doing, but we are trying to work through this, and so there will be some pauses at points in time. So Madam Secretary, are you ready to begin with roll call?
Yes, I am.
All right, roll call, please.
Irma Archuleta.
Present.
Virginia Baxter.
Here.
Jeff Kellogg.
Here.
Doug Otto is absent. Sunny Zia.
Here.
Do we not request student trustee?
And student trustee Gus Gustafo.
Here.
I'm sorry, I did not add him to the electronic membership, so I'll have to do that.
Don't take it personally.
Madam Secretary, I believe it's Orozco.
Orozco. Thank you, Member Zia.
All right, this time, if everyone could please stand, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I will ask our student trustee to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone please stand.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
First item of business is item 1.4, approval of minutes. Can I entertain a motion to approve the minutes, please?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Zia.
Second.
Second by trustee Archuleta. I'm so used to saying, Madam Secretary, please call the roll. We're still going to continue to do that, and then you do it electronically, correct? So Madam Secretary, please call the roll on the approval of minutes, item 1.4. And these are the minutes for which meeting for January 27, 2015, as submitted. Madam Secretary?
Irma Archuleta.
Oh, sorry.
Approval of minutes.
Yes.
Virginia Baxter.
Yes.
Jeff Kellogg.
Aye.
And Sunny Zia.
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting order, I don't believe, and I usually ask the question prior to the meeting, but did anyone need to pull any items to the front of the agenda for discussion? Traditionally, student trustee, if you have a class to get to or other items, I have not heard of none. So we'll eliminate the agenda as it is posted currently. I would also, just for informational, trustee Otto is not here. He unfortunately had to attend a funeral on the East Coast, and he found out about it on Sunday, so he will not be in attendance. And Superintendent President Oakley is attempting to fly back as we speak from an out-of-town meeting and should be here, but that depends on air traffic controllers and others. So that was the reason why you see the two vacancies at this time. The first item is the 1.7 ASB President Report. This is an informational item. I see you out there. You can welcome.
Good evening. Good evening, Board President Kellogg and members of the board. The spring semester is now in full throttle and student life has begun its semester festivities already. Welcome Back Week was a short one due to the holiday, but students were excited to receive free reusable water bottles and t-shirts, a Viking favorite. Last week was such a busy week with events on both campuses. Virtually every day had an event attached to it. Both the PCC and the LAC Cultural Affairs Councils invite Forgotten Images to come out and set up their moving exhibit every February, showcasing Black History Month. It was a fantastic exhibition to experience. Consecutively, both the PCC and the LAC held the semesterly Join a Club Day. Clubs set up booths and recruit prospects to join their organizations. The ASB cabinet barbecued hot dogs, gave out water, fruit, and chips. It normally would not, It was a great opportunity for students to meet people they normally would not mingle with outside the classroom. It was one event students look forward to every semester, as ASB gets majority of its voice from over 70 clubs and student organizations on campus. In addition, the John Philpott Leadership Institute is underway, and the John Philpott Leadership Committee is currently viewing applications and conducting interviews. I am already receiving positive feedback from students excited to be chosen to participate in this program. As you can see, I am thrilled to getting this semester starting off in the right direction. However premature it may be, the ASB is at an upswing, getting more accomplished efficiently thanks to combined efforts from passionate students and encouraging mentors. We thank you again for your continued support, and special thanks goes to each and every one of you who attended our retreat over the break. We welcome you all anytime to talk to the students at our ASB cabinet meeting held every Friday at 8 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, we do not have, the next subject is public comments on agenda items. I see no cards in front of me, so no one is wishing to speak on any agenda items at this time. All right. We'll move on to presentations. Item 2.1, this is medical benefits, part-time employees. This is an informational item. This is a report of the newly adopted Element Choice EQ plan, which is a bronze medical plan being offered to all part-time faculty. I'm going to turn, I'm assuming, to Vice President Gable.
Delgadio.
Oh, you're, okay. Rose, you're the one handling it.
Yes,
I'm
it
looking
is.
down
I
on my
am.
notes here. So, Rose?
Yes, thank
ahead.
you, President Kellogg. Let me just give you, or frame the presentation for today. With the implementation of the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, the district has been challenged with a few things here. And let me just talk about what those things are. One, ensuring that we're meeting the mandate of the ACA to offer benefits to employees who work 30 or more hours per week. Secondly, we want to ensure that we're maintaining flexibility in the staffing of classes as it relates to our part-time faculty. And then lastly, and equally important, is that we are not incurring penalties under the ACA, that's penalty A and penalty B, which if we were to incur would be extremely costly. So with those challenges in mind, we did meet with Burnham Benefits, and together I believe that we have constructed a strategy, which is a medical plan that we are now offering to our part-time faculty. I'd like to introduce Anne-Marie Estrada, who is our Long Beach City College Senior Account Executive from Burnham Benefits, who's going to give us an overview of our approach with this plan.
Thank you, Rose. Good evening, President Kellogg and the members of the board. So the Affordable Care Act, ACA mandate, states that employees working 30 hours or more on average over a 12-month time period must be offered benefits. The mandate effective date for Long Beach City College is July 1st, 2015. Beginning January 1st, 2015, Long Beach City College is offering medical benefits to all part-time faculty, 100% employee paid. The district and the part-time faculty union collaborated on the selection of the medical plan. The medical plan meets or exceeds a 60% actuarial value test, which means that the out-of-pocket costs to the employee at time of service cannot exceed 40%. We identified a plan that was rich in benefits and cost-effective. Highlights of this Anthem Element Choice EQ plan are: 1, it's a full HMO network with a $1,500 deductible, $50 office visit copay, with prescription coverage and preventative care coverage at 100%. The monthly rates are, for an employee, $346.42, an employee plus one dependent, $727.48, and for an employee plus 2 or more dependents, $1,039.26. We reached out to all part-time faculty and gave them the opportunity to enroll. Enrollment kits were mailed to 674 part-time faculty in November 2014. We currently have 9 part-time faculty enrolled in the plan. We enrolled 8 at the time of enrollment, and we received an additional enrollment from a part-time faculty who had lost coverage, and because she qualified from losing coverage, she was able to come onto the plan effective February 1st, 2015. This medical plan will continue to be offered to each new part-time faculty member upon hire. The value in providing this group plan provides part-time faculty with the opportunity to purchase medical insurance at a group rate, and most importantly, it provides them with a full network compared to the limited provider networks that are in the exchange currently. As Rose mentioned earlier, it provides part-time faculty the ability to work unlimited hours and not be limited to below 30 hours per week. It provides department heads with continued flexibility in hiring and staffing for classes, and limits the risk of penalty A against the district, which could result in approximately $1.8 million fine. Penalty A is the mandate to offer coverage to 95% of your part-time employees working 30 hours or more. And lastly, the cost of the plan meets the rate of pay safe harbor, which avoids penalty B, which is the affordability mandate. There is a complex formula which the government uses to calculate the cost. That's several factors based on the employee's income and the hours worked. So most importantly, we've met Part A and we've met Part D. The plan is being offered to at least 95% of your full-time population, and it meets the affordability mandate as well. Thank you.
Are there any questions, members of the board, on that presentation?
Yes.
Chair recognizes Trustee Archuleta.
Just a quick clarification. So we're only required to offer.
Yes.
It's 95%. So
Yes.
it doesn't mean that we have to have up to 95% participation.
No, you're only required, to offer.
Make it available.
Yes, to make it available to 95% of your employees, full-time employees working 30 hours or more.
And I guess my follow-up question is, right now we only have 9, so are we going to take additional steps to try to encourage folks, or?
Yeah, this plan will renew on 7/1. It'll align with the district's current plan. So at that time, we will hold an open enrollment again and offer it to employees who have not enrolled or who would like to enroll, yes.
Yeah, so if I could add to that, each year they will again have an opportunity to enroll if they are interested. And of course, as new employees come on board, they will be offered the plan as well.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions, members of the board, this time?
I have a question.
Chair recognizes Trustee Zia.
Was there a reason why, or is this just the bare minimum HMO as PPO not being considered, or is that?
It was because of cost. We wanted to find a plan that was cost-effective and had richer benefits. There was an option for a PPO plan, but it had a $5,000 deductible versus a $1,500 deductible. And so there were a few different plans that we looked at.
Okay, great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Other questions? Again, this is an informational item only. And nothing else to report this time. We'll move on to the next item. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next item is also informational, 2.2. It is the Pacific Coast Campus Update and PCC Plan. Dr. Sindel, might as well, it's yours. You're your area, so are you, I'm supposed to identify, acknowledge you. You're going to take it? All right, very good.
Wonderful. Thank you, President Kellogg, and thank you for the opportunity to present on the Pacific Coast campus this evening. It's always exciting to do so, as we don't hear about the Pacific Coast campus probably as much as we should. So again, thank you. What I'd like to do this evening is to provide an update of the PCC plan and also share with you some of the progress we have made in terms of implementation. So before going any further, however, I think it would be helpful to spend some time providing some background information just to put some of the slides in context for you. So if you take a look at this scattergram, it shows you a visual of enrollment by ethnicity mapped by zip code. So rather than getting into all the numbers, I think the first thing we might want to take a look at are the high concentrations of green. So if we just look at the zip code 90813, you'll notice green, which represents students of Hispanic and Latino background, and high concentrations of purple, which represents African American. So those are students from that zip code enrolled at PCC. So in terms of students attending the campus, 64% would be Hispanic, 18% are African American, 14% are Asian. You'll also see some numbers in those white squares, which show the zip codes PCC students in general reside in. And as you see here, most of the students at the Pacific Coast campus come from the following zip codes, with the majority coming from 90813 and 90806. If we go ahead and include 90805, this means that close to 50% of PCC attending students actually live in these areas. So the point is that we are very much serving the needs of the communities surrounding the campus. Now, just to give you some community demographics, if we take a look at just that same area, I've chosen to focus on 90813. Of course, there's so much data. This is where a majority of our students live. You can see that the majority of foreign-born residents in that particular zip code were born in Mexico. That's 65%, and 12% born in Cambodia, and the smaller percentages represented by Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, etc. If you take a look at language spoken, Spanish is spoken in 50% of households in that zip code, English spoken in 28% of households, and Asian 13% of households, the primary language there being Khmer. Moving on now to the student profile, Pacific Coast campus. Here we are looking at students who attend PCC only. Of course, you have those students who are taking classes in both locations, but for the purposes of today's presentation, I've just looked at PCC. It's interesting to note that the gender breakdown, females at 59% and males at 41%. It's also interesting to note that there are 2,013 females and 1,409 males, and I thought that was kind of interesting. 600 more females at the Pacific Coast campus than males. So total student population there is 3,422. If you take a look at age, some interesting differences to point out here between PCC and LAC. You see 19%, 19 and younger, and 25% of the student population is age 20 and 24. So that's 40-some percent. What's interesting, this percentage moves to 70% in that age group when we look at students attending LAC only. Another interesting difference at the Pacific Coast campus is the student population tends also to be older than LAC. So you'll notice age 50 and older is 12%, 40 to 49, 13%, and so forth. In terms of ethnicity, Hispanic Latino background is 52%, blacks at 20%, and Asians at 15%. So very much reflective of the community demographics. Majority of the students at the PCC campus tend to be part-time students. So you'll notice 63% of those students are in fact part-time. Again, a difference from those students attending LAC. And then in terms of EdGoal, you see higher percentages in the vocational at PCC, as an EdGoal at 20%, associate degree at 8%. It's also interesting to note students attend PCC to fulfill basic skills requirements, which is at 20%, and at LAC this number is 1.6%. So while that took a little bit of time, it does provide some background information, which I think is very relevant to elements of the Pacific Coast Campus Plan. The plan itself takes into account the objectives, goals, and strategies of other district plans, including the Educational Master Plan, Student Success Plan, Staff Equity Plan, and so forth. And of course, very much a reflection of the Board of Trustees' goals and the President's agendas, specifically implementing the Educational Master Plan, Promise Pathways, and the Long Beach Promise. And of course, our CTE programs and supporting the efforts to align those programs with workforce needs and ensure that certificates and degrees, in fact, do have marketplace value. One of the components of the PCC plan relates to flexible scheduling, so we are meeting the needs of our students at that campus and also offering a comprehensive curriculum of course offerings at that location. So just a little bit about the scheduling software. The Office of Academic Services has implemented Schedule 25, excuse me, which allows for automation of scheduling classes. Of course, our goal is to make class scheduling more efficient and really place classes in appropriate rooms based on size and attributes. And of course, this becomes very important as we start to think about the expansion of course offerings at that location and as new buildings come online. In terms of course offerings and programs at PCC, there are currently some CTE programs that students can complete all requirements for from start to finish at that location. These include advanced transportation technology, human services, horticulture, metal fabrication technology. We will also be moving cybersecurity to the new lab in the AA building, which we're very excited about. We have increased science offerings at PCC, including biology and chemistry. We now offer a chemistry lab at that campus. We have a science lab technician to support those courses at that campus. We have increased the number of math and English offerings. English courses, for example, we've gone from 33 sections in spring 2013 to 81 sections in spring 2015. So that's an increase of almost 150%. Vocational nursing courses offered at PCC with a bridge to the RM program at LAC continue to be offered, and the program is very strong. So if we take specifically a look at those numbers, you can see total number of sections in spring 2013 at PCC was 440. And in spring 2015, we are up to 601 sections at the Pacific Coast campus. We have also increased the number of GE courses at that campus. So courses in anthropology, art, business, economics, history, music, and so forth. Spring 2013, that number was 91, and we've been able to double that number in spring 2015. It's now 189. And I have to take a moment here to really thank the department heads and the deans and the faculty who have been working very hard to make this happen and really increase those course offerings at the Pacific Coast campus. Another component of the PCC plan relates to accessibility and use of data. And so we, of course, are continuing to expand the data warehouse, which is used for reporting and for data analysis. Numerous PCC-specific reports were created last year by Institutional Effectiveness and Academic Services, and now both the deans and the department heads have access to this data. We are providing one-on-one training to the department heads and really working hard to increase ease of accessibility to data and becoming much more data-driven in our decisions to improve outcomes. So if we take a look at the next slide, And I apologize, that didn't turn out as clear as I had hoped. But let me try to summarize this for you. Essentially, one of our business analysts in institutional effectiveness has been able to develop reports which bring together course information related to every certificate or degree. So we can look at courses and electives related to a particular certificate or degree, when the class was offered, and where it was last offered, allowing us to determine what can be added to the schedule at PCC so that students can actually complete a degree or certificate at that campus. So this kind of data is imperative, and it's even more imperative that we're able to take these elements and actually put them into reports that allow for meaningful analysis. So this goes beyond just looking at waitlist data or FTS or enrollment numbers, but really giving us a big picture and a comprehensive look at what the missing pieces are at the Pacific Coast campus. This will also help us to examine a possible rotation of courses at the campus, examine sequencing of courses, help us communicate with students about time to completion, and create pathways focusing on highest awarded degrees and certificates. So the focus is really on what gets measured, gets done. In terms of the other areas on campus, and there are simply too much to mention in this presentation, just a lot of exciting work going on at PCC supporting the work in academic affairs. We continue in the library to disseminate information in print form, in digital form, working on skills that can assist students across disciplines, and are now really getting into the classrooms to bring that information directly to students and to faculty. We continue with our weekly workshops on library services and research, our instructional videos, the Spanish and English videos that we introduced you to in December have already shown over 1,000 hours of viewing time. Student attendance at PCC orientations has increased by over 70% in just the last 3 years. And the PCC Student Success Centers have served close to 3,800 students last fall alone. You'll also see a photograph here of the fourth graders in the red t-shirts who visited the PCC, and also the library, and that has been very exciting for us. Of course, these will be many of our future students. PCC plan also calls for improving facilities to support both teaching and learning. We've updated the classrooms and labs. There is faculty office space and student support space in AA. There's been quite a bit of progress. The multidisciplinary building that you see there in the center was open in the spring, and we were able to schedule classes, which of course is very exciting for our students. Building GG, expected date of completion is spring 2016, and that's our student services building. And of course, the much awaited food services, and hats off to our PCC students for eating out of that food truck for over 2 years. Design plans are also underway for QQ and RR. QQ will house the Electrical Department Senior Center, Dyer Hall, and some faculty offices and classrooms. So in terms of AA and BB, you'll see a photograph there. We're very proud of this new computer lab. It's the Academic Learning Center with 80 computers. There are 15 smart classrooms, 5 computer labs, and as I said, cybersecurity will be moving to that campus as well. New and additional office spaces allow new faculty members to be housed at PCC. We're really making an effort to build a core group of faculty whose teaching load is at the Pacific Coast campus. Proximity of offices to classrooms, of course, is encouraging more students to visit with their instructors. And new spaces like the staff lounge and adjunct faculty space are really resulting in more collaboration and togetherness, if you will, between staff members, full-timers, and part-timers. So very much an exciting time for the campus. This space also includes an administration office suite, and we've had deans and department heads rotate their time at that campus, which has been extremely beneficial for their faculty at that campus as well. We continue to work on providing services to faculty and staff at PCC, and workshops and trainings. I have to take a moment to thank our Director of Distance Learning and ITDC, Hussam Keshwa, and his team, who have provided 6 to 7 training sessions for us at the Pacific Coast campus on Moodle, our learning management system, and I understand we will be moving to an upgraded version in the summer, and they have also provided training on lynda.com and various other things that have been very helpful to the staff and faculty at PCC. We also continue to work with communications to promote events and the campus itself. Our PCC newsletter continues to be published 6 times a year. And for those of you who didn't see it, the recent one is in the Loop. It has been a powerful tool for the campus to let others know what is happening at PCC and to showcase the work of various departments and individuals on that campus. For those of you who might not know, the Visual and Media Arts Lab hosts a corridor gallery showcasing the best of our student work, including alumni. So we invite all of you to come down to PCC and take a look. And that, again, is just one of many of the exciting things happening at PCC. Several videos showcasing various departments marketing their programs are also going to be produced by Academic Affairs, and of course they will be housed on our college website, one promoting library services and several others in Academic Affairs to highlight our CTE programs. So a great deal of effort is being put into internally marketing and promoting resources and services available at the Pacific Coast campus, knowing that unless we do this, our students will not be able to take full advantage of what that campus has to offer them. Part of those efforts, of course, involved publishing a student orientation handbook, and I'd like to thank Connie Sears and her team for making this happen. All of you have a copy. It provides a wealth of information about campus resources. Several thousand copies were distributed to students at PCC at the beginning of the fall semester, and a survey was also conducted to get their feedback, and as you can see, the results were very positive. We will now expand this project to LAC, and an updated version is also available on the college website. So there has been a great deal of activity at PCC in the fall semester. We have had groundbreakings, ribbon cuttings, social events, student life events. In fact, you'll see a photograph there of the Puentistas in the black t-shirts. They went to the Puente Motivational Conference held at UC San Diego in the fall to hear other former Puente students who had earned their doctorates at UCSD. You'll notice a photo of Jesus Nebo. He's leaning over, shaking the hand of one of the students there. He's the director, star, and producer of the movie No Turning Back. And this was an event organized by the PCC Cultural Affairs Committee. Really a great success, not only a viewing opportunity for our students, but a chance to discuss some important themes in the movie, like immigration and the issues that many families in America actually face. A truly an enriching experience for our students. And again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our board members for attending many of our events at PCC and for always being there to support what we do at that campus. Finally, no presentation on PCC would be complete without mentioning the Child Development Center. Their preschoolers had a chance to grow lettuce on their patio in their planter boxes. After a month of waiting, they were finally able to pick, wash it, and enjoy homemade salads for snack time. It's the very first time that many of these children have actually gardened and grown their own food, and they check the garden every single day to see what is ready to actually eat. So a lot of progress has been made at the Pacific Coast campus. There's certainly much to do at the college, but I'm very, very proud of the work that we've all been able to do together, the staff, the faculty, the administrators. It's been a wonderful time at the college. We have much work to do to increase completion, improve the rate of attainment for students' educational and career goals. We have got to continue focusing our efforts on creating model and efficient pathways for our students, implementing best practices leading to excellence in the classroom and beyond, and of course developing a strong professional development program for all college stakeholders, focusing on student success and completion as our highest priority. Thank you.
Very good. Questions, members of the board, this time? on the presentation.
Thank you.